So, Wall Street kept the good vibes going on Wednesday, with the Standard & Poor's 500 and the Nasdaq locking in back-to-back record highs. Investors are basically all in on the idea that the Fed is going to cut rates next month, and the latest inflation data just added more fuel to that fire. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning, August 14th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we begin, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital. For smart investment solutions and high-quality funds, head over to amf-capital.de. If you enjoy the podcast, please rate it wherever you're listening, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, let's get to it. The Dow was the star of the day, climbing more than 1%, over 450 points, and it's now just shy of the all-time high it last touched back in December. The Standard & Poor's 500 and Nasdaq cooled off from earlier highs but still closed in the green, up about 0.3% and 0.1%. This momentum comes right after Tuesday's CPI report, which showed inflation ticked higher in July, but not as much as expected. That was enough to send stocks flying to new records earlier in the week. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is calling for the Fed to slash rates by a whopping 150 to 175 basis points, starting with a potential 50 basis point cut in September. Experts say the odds of a cut next month are basically locked in, with some even betting on that bigger than usual move. We'll get more clues later this week with the Producer Price Index today and retail sales data tomorrow. On the corporate side, Circle took a hit after announcing it'll sell 10 million shares right after its first earnings since going public. Cava also slipped after cutting its annual sales growth target, and CoreWeave tumbled despite beating revenue estimates. Its debt costs are starting to pile up. So, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a brand new episode. Don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, and share it with your network. Thanks for tuning in.